Xicana Boxing here with the one and only Vergil Ortiz Jr. Vergil, you have a big fight coming up. You started in Velasco fights, Fantasy Springs, smaller cards. Now you got a homecoming, your hometown in Grand Prairie, Texas. What does it feel like to headline in your own hometown?
You know what? I'm very grateful that I can find my hometown. You know, there's not a whole lot of boxing that goes around in my hometown. I mean, like Dallas, Fort Worth, but in the middle, that's where my city's at, and there's not a whole lot. Like, they just had their first amateur tournament. I don't know how many years, maybe 20 years in Grand Prairie not too long ago, and I just want to
coming up.
Yeah, I want to open the doors for all the kids, in Grand Prairie.
You're fighting Relentless Orozco. They don't call him Relentless for no reason. What is going to be your angle and kind of your strategy? You don't have to tell us everything because, I don't want him to watch and be like, I'm going to figure it out. But just what is your angle coming in fighting someone who's so experienced like Relentless Orozco?
You know what? People might think that he has more experience than me, but I've been in the ring sparring with a lot of world champions. I've had over 170 amateur fights. I think that our experience might be the same. I might even have more. I don't think that I'm gonna have to bring the fight. I know he's gonna bring the fight for me, so I don't think I'm gonna have to work too hard on that. Other than that, I'm just gonna do what I have to do. I'm gonna come in with a plan, but obviously you gotta improvise. It's not always gonna go the way you want it to go, but we're gonna improvise, adjust, which is what I'm good at doing, and we'll go on from there.
Orozco has never been knocked out in his pro career. Do you want to be the first one to make him taste the canvas, especially in your hometown?
I mean, of course, that'd be very good. It would definitely shoot me up the ranks. It would open people's eyes. There's a lot of people that say I've been fighting old people. It's they can say what they want to say, but after this fight, what are they going to say? They can't say anything if I knock them out.
His only loss comes to one of your Robert Garcia stablemates, Jose Ramirez. Do you think that gives you a little bit of an edge against him as well, since the guy who's in your corner had already had a successful plan to beat him already? Do you think that gives you kind of an advantage?
An advantage? I would say that maybe it would for people who want to fight him exactly the way Jose fought him, but, I'm a complete different fighter. I'm going to fight him the way that I'm going to fight him, and you know what? It's just, yeah.
This is your first fight at welterweight, okay? Second, who did you fight?
Mauricio.
Mauricio was at 147? Well, I learned something today. Okay, so your second fight at welterweight, is it because you're growing into your man body, you're bigger now, you're 21. Is it because you're growing into a bigger, stronger body? Or is it maybe because it's an awkward situation being here at the Robert Garcia gym with Mikey, who might stay at 147, might come down to 140, and then Ramirez is also 140. Does that have anything to do with you fighting at 147 now?
There's two big reasons. One, it's getting pretty hard to make 140 now. I've been at 140 for maybe 5 years already, including the amateurs. Maybe 5 years. That's already a long time. And the second reason is all the belts are already there's 2 or 3. I don't know how many belts are in the Super Series and the WBS, whatever. Those are I can't touch those. Jose Ramirez, he has a belt. I'm not gonna fight him. He's my teammate. He was my favorite boxer growing up, so I have a lot of respect for him. And Hooker, I wanted to fight Hooker, but Jose's fighting. Hooker. So, I mean, I was always thinking maybe if I could have one more fight, after this fight, I would do at 140. If they give me a title shot right there, I doubt it. So we're just why waste my time at 140? Just go ahead and move up and make my name in 147.
This is for the WBA Gold welterweight title. Should you win that, we know that Manny just got the regular, they call it the super WBA title, but the regular WBA title is also vacant right now. Would you fight Manny, seeing how what he just did to Thurman?
Oh yeah, Manny, he's a very respectable fighter. I wouldn't say that I'm going in there to lose, but you know what? If my first loss is to Manny Pacquiao, I'm not gonna sweat it a whole lot. But of course, I'm gonna go in there to win. And I think that I have what it takes to beat Manny. There's if I would have fought Thurman, I believe that I could have beat him.
Especially with those body shots.
I think I could have beat him. Manny, that's definitely a hard fight. All respect to Manny, he's arguably one of the greatest boxers to ever box. But then again, if I beat him, I don't want people saying, he was old. They're going to bring that card up again. So I don't know. It's just it's always a tough situation.
Speaking of, basically what the fans are going to say, you don't have this problem because none of your fights have gone past the 5th round, and you have 13 fights, 13 knockouts. So I'm not saying you necessarily have that problem, but I don't know if you saw Teofimo Lopez fight last weekend, and a lot of people were saying that, he went the distance, what? People are like hardcore talking a bunch of shit on him online. Yeah. What do you think that is? Why do you think people just want to see you guys up-and-comers who basically should be, getting the rounds in?
Yeah.
What do you think they expect so much from you guys?
They expect a lot out of us because, we're they see us dominating all these guys, knocking them out, in the early rounds or whatever, and they set that bar. We're setting the bar high for them, and they want to see more of that. But a lot of fans don't realize is you're not gonna knock everybody out, and especially Teofimo, dude, he fought another undefeated fighter, and that dude was big.
And
that dude
tall
was huge
and undefeated.
Yeah,
and those guys from Asia don't fuck around.
They don't.
To dance.
For real, in World War II, the Japanese they fought to the death. Like literally, they fought to the death. I'm pretty sure it's the same way they have that whole honor thing. They don't give up. They're basically Asian Mexicans, in my opinion. But I mean, they just expect a lot out of us, and really, I take that as a compliment. They want me. They expect a lot of things from me, and it doesn't put any pressure on me. I'm fine with it. But other than that, I'm cool with it.
There seems to be a trend right now too of up and coming fighters, like prospects like yourself, being very loud in social media, trash talking, calling people out, being quote unquote disrespectful. You don't do that. You're very mellow. Why don't you go into this, I'm gonna be the bad guy of the division, or I'm gonna be saying all these things. Why don't you do that?
Because I'm not like that, You can ask my friends. I was never like that. I was always a quiet guy. When I was growing up and I was a boxer, when you grow up and people think, he's a boxer, he can't fight, whatever. So people never gave me a whole lot of respect. So that's whatever. I don't care. I don't care what people think. I really don't. I got in a fight in the 6th grade because this guy decided to try me and punch me in the face, and that was the first time people thought, okay, this guy's a real deal. And ever since then, they just they gave me the respect and all that. But other than that, that's just I don't go out there and start trouble. I'm not that kind of guy. And I'm the same way now. Plus I don't feel the need to start drama on social media for me to be noticed. I mean, people, I don't want to, people think that, I'm getting big-headed, but, people think that I'm the biggest prospect right now or starting to become a contender. I don't know, there's two different sides. Yeah, but I'm glad that I'm getting the attention because of what I'm doing and not by what I'm saying.
Realistically, Vergil, who would you think you would face should they give you a title shot, either at 140 or at 147? Realistically, I know there's a lot of politics into this. There's obviously favorites that they might be like, we're going to give this guy a title shot because he used to be champion, so let's give him a belt back. Realistically, who would you think it's the more probable opponent?
Well, if I get this WBA belt and they want to give Thurman another shot at the regular, I'll be glad to fight him.
You do a lot for your community, and you're starting to. We saw that you're kind of starting some scholarships at Grand Prairie. What is it like for you to, like you said, you're trying to start something in the community? How is that for you? What inspires you to not only just be this boxer that's from that hometown, but also give back to your community and be so involved?
You know what? Grand Prairie was, or is, there's not a whole lot of people making out of Grand Prairie. It's just, it's that one spot in the DFW where maybe there's not like a whole lot of good influences. Luckily, I had my dad to keep me there, keep me on the right track. I just want to set an example, and I want to motivate those kids to do something. They don't have to be on the streets all the time. They can go to school. If I can help them, pay to go to college with the scholarship and all that, then I'll help them. I want these kids to do something with their lives.
You talk about your dad. How blessed do you feel that you have a dad who is not a jealous dad, who's not a jealous trainer, who's not like, I'm going to train my son and I'm going to teach him what I want to teach him? Because you have 3 people besides your dad in your corner. How blessed do you feel that you came to who you are right now and you're still growing because he allows you to have other people's input?
You know what? My dad, he had a tough life growing up, and he wanted to make sure that I didn't go through the same thing that he did. And, he's a great father. I have a lot of respect for him. And he's setting an example for me to how I want to be with my kids. And first of all, I don't want my kids to be in boxing. He doesn't want me to go through what he went through, and I don't want my kids to go through what I went through. Exactly. I want them to have a good life. I want them, but at the same time, I'm not going to take it easy on them, because that's how the problems start. I've seen a lot of videos where the kids
you see Nanny 911.
Yeah, but I want to be the best father to them like my dad was to me.
Okay, so you talk about you not wanting your kids to fight and, wanting better for them. Is that because you feel like as a, Mexican-American fighter, you can't eat like tamales and tortas and shit because you're over here training, you can't party? Would you like them to have more of a quote-unquote normal life?
Of course,
Mommy, look what happened.
Hold on, baby.
Yeah, it would be, like, I would like to have a normal life, but at the same time, where I'm at, it wouldn't have been possible. I would have been struggling later on. But I want to give my kids that opportunity to, to go to prom or go to the homecoming. I didn't get to go to prom. I had to go to the National Golden Gloves like the next day. So I didn't, and honestly, it didn't even matter to me. But I want them to experience what I didn't get to experience. Have a lot of friends. I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. I was always at the gym. I never got to hang out with anyone. But honestly, I'm cool with that because look where I am now. This wouldn't have been possible if my dad let me go out and do all this stuff.
Yeah.
And also at the same time, I had something to fight for. I think my kids, they're going to grow up in a healthy lifestyle. They're not going to have any problems. If they get into boxing, they're just going to maybe do it for fun.
Like a hobby.
Yeah. Like, my motivation is to get my family out of, where I came from. They're going to be in a good spot. And if they want to do it, then that's fine. But to be a pro boxer, that's something that I would want for them.
There's another fighter who's your friend, Michael Dutchover. He's also from Texas. I speak to him at Legends Boxing in Norwalk, and he told me all about how you were flooring dudes in the amateurs. And he speaks very highly of you. He thinks you're going to be a world champ soon. What does it feel like to get other fighters, close to your age, if not your age, also up and coming, that say good things about you? Because, as I mentioned, now it's just trash talk and this guy ain't shit, this guy ain't shit.
Yeah.
You have fighters who actually uplift you.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
No, it's really cool. I have a lot of respect for Michael Dutchover. We fought twice, actually, and he beat me twice. That dude was a great fighter in the amateurs, and he still is. And you know what? I'm not a trash-talking type of guy. I try to uplift other boxers, because really when boxers are there for themselves, there's not a whole lot of friends. You can be friends, but once you're in the ring or once you're sparring,
it's business.
Yeah, it's business. You're in it for yourself. But I just like to be that different guy. I really do want to see everyone make it. Sadly, not all of us are going to make it. We're going to be fighting each other every now and then. But I really do want to see people in the end, okay after their fight. I want them to get the best pay that they can, and I hope that they can support their families like they want to.
Lastly, Vergil, you said on Twitter that you found your perfect song to walk out to. Is it Baby Shark?
Oh my God, no, it's not Baby Shark. That would have been cool though. But,
you tried it.
I did try. I even put the retweets down like half. But no, it's just gonna be you can find out when. Yeah, I mean it's not gonna be something like, oh my God, he just did that. But it's gonna be a good song.
All right, Vergil, let the fans know where they can follow you, when and where they can watch your fight.
They can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Vergil Ortiz, Vergil, not VI. Everyone spells it wrong. but they're starting to get away from that. They're starting to spell it right now. And I'm fighting on August 10th against Antonio Orozco. He's 28 and 1. 28 and 1.
And he's never been knocked out.
Yeah, never been knocked out. His only loss was to a world champion, my teammate Jose Ramirez. It's gonna be a great fight. Watch it on the zone. And other than that, just if you're gonna go, I'll see you there.
Vergil, real shit. Is this going to distance, or you're gonna try to keep a streak going?
Of course, I want to keep my streak going. You know, yeah.
All right, this was Vergil Ortiz. Catch him August 10th in his hometown. Thank you, Vergil.